Good morning, good morning. It's the Last Minute Laura show. Good morning, good morning. Hello, hi everybody. Welcome back to another morning with me, Laura. And this is the Last Minute Laura morning show. I didn't do the sing part for that, I missed out. Good morning and welcome back. For those of you who are new, I'm Laura. This is Last Minute Laura morning show. We get together every weekday morning from 8 a.m. Eastern Time until 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. We have our tea, we get our day started, we plan, we play, we talk, we crochet, we do whatever we're doing, but we do it together. And that's kind of nice right now because we're all isolated. So it's nice to just sort of have a chat with friends in the morning. Good way to get the day started. So I know it's helping me. If it's helping you, definitely stick around. And if it's just entertaining, also stick around. CJ, don't go in the cupboards. CJ. CJ. My cat is feeling a little wild now. He was cuddling all morning, and now he's going into the kitchen cupboards, and also before that he was playing with some leaves. I have dead plants in my plant room, and he would, no, flowers, sorry. He was playing with old flowers. CJ, do you hear that? That's him. Anywho, I hope you'll stick around and click the subscribe button because it's a fun time and you should. And if you're already sticking around, don't forget to like the video. And I know, so much self-promo every morning, but just bear with me. I have to do it. Hit the like button. It really does help the channel. I implore you. Implore sounds a little bit dramatic. I hope that you'll hit the like button. It really does help the channel grow. And we're growing. We're always growing. We're at 35,000 and change now, which is crazy. And we're moving towards 50. We're headed towards 50, and I want to get there before the end of the year. So more likes equals more eyes equals more subscribers. So subscribe, like, all that stuff. And if you're feeling sassy, leave a comment because every time you interact with a video, it tells YouTube that it's worth seeing. And then they show it to more people, which is great because every single morning I have to claim my video when they demonetize me. So I have to remonetize myself and have claim I didn't do anything not worth monetizing. So I think once we hit a certain number, they'll stop penalizing based on, I don't know. I'm guessing that since it's a live stream, they're not sure what I'll do. I could do anything. So they just leave it not CJ. They leave it not monetized. But I think the longer we go, the higher the subscribers, the more views, that sort of stuff. I feel like eventually they'll be like, she must be pretty safe, because I think I'm pretty safe. And last self-promo things, there's lots of links in the description down below. If you want to support the channel, I have a Patreon, an Amazon wishlist, an Etsy store, a website, a Redbubble shop where you can buy my art, all of the art that I draw in our afternoon streams for the last couple of days anyway. It's all there on Redbubble. So you can buy it on a t-shirt or a print or a pair of socks. So check out the links below if you want to support me, and if you don't, that's okay. We're moving on from the self-promo. Let me see who's here this morning as my cat, he's got the zoomies, the cat zoomies. Good morning, Elijah. Nice to see you this morning. Hello, Candace. Good morning. Alcy, good morning to you as well. Tracy and Nancy, good morning to the two of you as well. Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a good morning. I am having a good morning. I woke up at 6 o'clock. I slept in until 6. I didn't even put my alarm for 5 o'clock on. I just put it for 6 because I went to bed after 10 p.m. last night. It was 10:30 by the time I set my alarm and put my phone down, which for those of you who are new here, that is late for Laura. I am a 9 p.m. kind of girl. I'm in bed in my pajamas at 9 o'clock because I wake up really early and I like to have a good sleep and whatever. But yeah, I went to bed late last night, so I slept in. And then this morning at 6 o'clock, I got up, I put on new clothes, and I put on my sweater and the scarfie, and I headed outside, and I didn't need a sweater or a scarfie outside, even though it says that it's 9 degrees outside. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful morning here. It's sunny. The sun is shining, not a cloud in the sky. CJ's actually looking out the window right now because the chickens are outside. At 6 o'clock I went and I let them out, and we had some good luck happen yesterday or today. we got an egg. We got another egg. And guess what? It was in the nesting box. So yesterday I had an afternoon or a morning stream and the title was, what do I do about my chickens? Like they're not laying eggs or they're laying eggs and they're hiding them, or they're laying eggs somewhere I can't find, or something. I don't know what's going on. There's not enough eggs for how many chickens I have. I have 2 chickens. I've had them now for 1 week. Today, we got them 1 week ago. Hey Dina, hey Chris, nice to see you this morning. We got our chickens 1 week ago and we've only gotten 2 eggs up until this point. And that's not enough eggs for 2 chickens. Like a chicken that is in lay, like which these ones are, they're supposed to be 11 months old. It should be like between 5 to 7 eggs a week from each chicken. Because these are like high capacity laying chickens, like they should be laying quite a bit. So I was thinking like at the most we were going to be getting like 14 eggs by now, and at the least we were going to get like 9 or 10. And we've had 2, so I was like, there's got to be more or something's up. And they're having all the right food, like they've got calcium and everything is, it's not something about their like diet, like they're not unhealthy. They're very nice looking chickens. But anyway, there was a 3rd egg and it was in the nesting box, which is perfect because I have been hoping that they would figure it out. And I was asking yesterday, how do I get them to nest in there? But it seems they figured it out. Oh. Good morning, Teresa. Nice to see you this morning. So I thought I would show you the eggs that have survived. 1 egg cracked and broke, so you can't see it. But I have 2 other eggs, and I believe they're from 2 different chickens because they look totally different. But maybe you guys can tell me if you've ever had a chicken, can one chicken lay 2 different looking eggs? Because here's egg number 1. This one we got last week on Saturday. I haven't eaten it yet because I have the heebie-jeebies about eating an egg that came out of my pet. I know I'm going to get over it. I'm going to make a cake or something, but I haven't yet. So this one's just a pretty plain brown, couple of little speckles on it. And then this one, the new one, look at how speckly it is. Look how cute it is. Isn't it pretty? So up together, they look like they're from, in my opinion, I would guess 2 different chickens. But I don't know if 1 chicken can lay 2 different looking eggs. So if they are from 2 chickens, that means both chickens are laying now, which is good because I was kind of thinking that only 1 was laying because reasons, I don't know. So I think both of them are laying eggs, which is good. And now that they know that they have to do it in that box, hopefully I will receive more of those eggs. Yesterday they had a wonderful day pecking around outside all day, and they, in the evening, had full crops, which is great because that means they fed themselves all day. In the evening, they did end up pecking around at the scratch that I threw, the feed that goes like you just throw it in the grass and they like play around to get it. And they ate bananas, banana peels, strawberry tops, and an old cinnamon bun. I was looking online, is it okay if I give them like processed bread food? And it was like, as a treat, it's fine. So I had a cinnamon bun that was like well past good to eat for a person, but it wasn't moldy, it was just rock solid. And I put it outside and oh my god, the fun they had pushing this thing around and pecking it and throwing it at each other. Like they had a really good time, these chickens. They didn't really eat much of it. Like this morning, there's still mostly a full like cinnamon bun, but they've had a lot of fun playing with it. So knowing that they really enjoy like engaging with certain things made me feel really kind of made me smile and made me want to like make them toys. Because I saw online there were like, you know how parrots have like hanging toys that are made of like wood and rope and stuff? Well, people do that for their chickens, but they incorporate something edible because chickens are kind of stupid and they want to benefit from the toy, so it needs to have food on it. So I was thinking like corn cobs, like dried corn cobs, because you can get those like at the end of the summer, and I'm sure that my mom is growing corn this year. I'm sure I can get a few dried corn cobs, some sunflowers. I'm planting sunflowers so that I can have some sunflower heads to like hang in their coop. I just want to like have them be mentally stimulated and engaged because I think they're cute and they're now my pets. they're supposed to be farm animals. I'm fully aware. They're kind of like just outdoor animal. Like they hung out on the porch a lot of the day yesterday. I like them. Also, Candace, gross butt nuggets, but they are pretty little eggs, aren't they? I've seen pictures of chicken butt nuggets. Yeah. Alex thinks that's funny. I've seen pictures of chicken swings for them. Now that would be cute. Oh, wouldn't that be cute? I could make like a mini tire swing, the kind that's a sideways tire, not the upright one, and then like a little hanging swing for them to perch on. I think that would be really cute. Last night when I went to go put them up in their coop for the night, they were already in it, which made me like I squealed. Like I was like, "Oh, you guys are so cute." And I just sat there like saying that to them for like 15 minutes, just like, "Oh, why are you guys already in there? I didn't even have to chase you down and put you in or anything." They were just, and they were in the nesting box together, snuggled together, and I was just, it's so cute. They're so cute. Like, if you've never seen a chicken up close, and I've seen chickens up close, but I've never been an adult and interacted with a chicken. It was always in like my childhood years. They are soft like a bunny rabbit. They look like a dinosaur, like their faces, and their feet are absolutely lizard feet. They're magical. They're a very interesting magical beast, and I really like them. Good morning, Sadie. Nice to see you this morning. Yes, happy birthday, Jenna. Happy birthday, Scrappy. I hope you both have a wonderful day today. Well, Jenna, it's already well into her day because she's in England. And Scrappy, she's probably just waking up around now getting her day started because it's earlier where Scrappy's at. So I was saying this morning in our Discord chat, one of them, for me, one of the birthday girls is in the past and one of the birthday girls is in the future because the time difference, England, USA on that side. Pretty cool. So happy birthday to them. I'm gonna wait until Scrappy shows up so that we can sing her happy birthday and have her actually hear it. Jenna's not gonna make it for the live, so I'll wait until Scrappy's here to sing Jenna happy birthday too, because Jenna is going to be having a lovely day with her daughters, which I think is just swell because it's nice to be able to spend some time with your family. So I'm down for it. Also yesterday, some good news. I was looking online trying to find a good deal, as I do, and on our version of Craigslist, our Canadian version, it's called Kijiji, I found straw, because we need straw for bedding for the chickens and for, I guess, just bedding. I don't think there's another purpose that I have for straw. But I found straw and it was free because I am a very good at looking through all of the classified ads until I find what I'm looking for. And straw seems to be in demand or expensive or something here, which is interesting because it's like a byproduct of wheat production. Like you'd think it's just like garbage, but I guess if you don't have a lot of wheat production in your area, then it's harder to come by, blah, blah, blah. People were trying to sell it for like $60 for a large bale and then like itty bitty, like a bunny rabbit bale for like $8. And this person was like, I've got old straw. It's not spent or anything, it's just old and I don't need it and whatever you want. And I was like, can I have some? And he was like, sure, how much would you like? And I was like, as much as you can spare or as much as fits into the back of my dad's pickup truck because that's what I'm going to borrow to use to load it. And he was like, oh yeah, I've got that much. And I was like, so I'm getting a truckload of straw for free, which is awesome. And then right after that, he messaged me and was like, do you want a rooster too? I said no because I don't want a rooster, but I love people in the country. People in the country are kind. People in the city are probably kind too, but they're more keep to themselves. I used to live in Toronto and before that lived in Ottawa. People in the country, it's like, oh, we also have plants. Do you need cinnamon? Like people are just like, they'll offer more things rather than you have to be like, by the way, do you have any chickens? It's like, also we have chickens and puppies. And like they just offer what they've got, which I think is kind of fun. So straw, exciting. So I'm going to be picking that up this evening. Today is going to be kind of a wasted work day. I'm going to be honest. I really would I would love to work today because I have been feeling like this week has been a bit slacking because it's been so beautiful out. Like my sister came up yesterday, the day before, blah, blah, blah. Um, Basically, I haven't gotten done everything that I would have liked to have gotten done this week. So this weekend is going to be me catching up. Normally on the weekend, Alex and I do nearly nothing and just enjoy our time together. I mean, except from 5 a.m. until like 11 a.m. I work in that time because Alex is still sleeping on the weekends. So I get like nice quiet hours during that time. But I think today or this weekend, I'm going to actually put in a work day, like a full real work day to get all of the caught up stuff that I want to get caught up on. And I want to do some natural dyeing. I want to get back to my emails that I need to have people, I need to like respond to people. It's like a whole thing. But today is not going to be that day. And this is why. Ooh, we got an old lady in the house. Scrappy, happy birthday, Scrappy. Woohoo! Good morning, Gloria, as well. Let's just get ourselves started now that Scrappy is here. For Jenna and for Scrappy, but I'm going to start with Scrappy because you're here. Good morning and happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Alex, sing with me. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Scrappy. Happy birthday to you. Oh, so beautiful sing-song, Alex. And for Jenna, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jenna. Happy birthday to you. Good, Sadie. I assumed. It's hard to not sing around when someone's singing happy birthday. So I hope you all sung with me. Happy birthday, Scrappy. I hope that you have a wonderful day today. I mean, starting now that you're awake on purpose as opposed to being awoken early by loud noises. You're welcome and happy birthday. Okay, so let me keep going. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I don't want us to feel like we're passing over it, but happy birthday. So today is not going to be a real work day because I'm going to my grandpa's right after this. So my grandpa is grandfather age, you know, and he has a little bit of a harder time getting his weeds out. And this morning, or last week, I called him, a couple of weeks ago, I called him and said, I'll come and I'll do some gardening with you. And he said, absolutely, please, I need you to get rid of these weeds. They're bugging me. And I said, okay, cool. And that was the weekend when we got snow again, and it went down to -1, and the ground was frozen, and everything was blech. And then the following week was rainy, blah, blah, blah. And then I got sick, and I didn't want to come anywhere near him because, again, vulnerable population, don't want to get involved. Today I am going to wear a mask when I'm at his home. I'm not going into his house at all. I'm only going to be in his yard because still I just don't want to jinx it, don't want to risk it. But I'm going to be going over there and doing some gardening. So my grandpa will hang out with me. He'll stay more than 2 meters back, don't you worry. But I'm going to pull some weeds. I've got my tools I'm going to bring with me. I've got my gloves. My grandpa he's going on 90. I feel like he's just 89 this year. I feel like he was 89 this year. Good morning, Whisper. Nice to see you, Barb. So yeah, he's definitely within the vulnerable population, and I mean, all that jazz. So I will be keeping my distance, but I'm gonna pull some weeds, I'm gonna do some gardening, I'm going to bring Thunder with me so that he can enjoy sitting in the sun all day again, because that's what he did yesterday, and he loved it. He loved it, I must say. He had a really good day outside. And then after I finish that, I'm gonna come back here. Hopefully I'm gonna be right on time for the stream. I'm going to have an alarm on my phone. I'm going to do my very best to be right on time for the afternoon stream, but I will update in the Discord if anything is happening. If there's like, well, I won't update you if there's traffic because I don't text and drive because that's illegal, and also because I don't do it. I don't have the capacity to do 2 things at once. It would be too stressful, for me anyway. But I will come back, do the stream, and then right after the stream, Alex and I are going to head out to another town, a town called Caledonia, which is fairly far away from here, but it's worth it because it's going to be a nice drive through the country and it's a beautiful day. And we're going to pick up some hay, some straw. I know they're different, but in my head they just are the same word. Sadie, that was my day yesterday. I'm spinning today as I was blending last night, and I'm live on Facebook tonight, all sorts to get ready. Good, sounds exciting. And I saw one of your blending videos this morning, actually. It was pink and pale colors. It was pretty. It looked really pretty. But yes, don't forget the thumbs up, guys. Yeah, that's true. Don't forget the thumbs up because it helps the channel and all those things. So I already showed off the eggs that my chicken laid. By the way, for those of you who showed up a little bit after I said so, my chickens, one of them laid another egg, and guess where they laid it? In the egg box, in the nesting box where they're supposed to. So it was so funny because yesterday I was saying I don't know how to make them lay there. Either they're laying somewhere else or they're not laying, and I don't know why. And I now have another egg. Footlong hot dog. Caledonia is nice. The hot dog shack just over the bridge is open. Do you know what? I don't even have to go over the bridge for where I'm going. It's funny you say that's right before the bridge. After the tracks, before the bridge. So probably a beautiful waterfront area. But footlong hot dog at a shack on the other side. I bet you Alex will be very much down for that. You want to get hot dogs for dinner in Caledonia? That'd be nice. Okay, cool. We'll do it then. Yeah, also if we're in Caledonia, how far is that from Kyle?
That's not far at all.
Well, maybe we could visit him just to say hi.
I'll be down on his phone.
Okay, I'll text him. My brother lives far away in the same sort of direction, just not the same town, but still, the country is a small place, you know, the country. Hold on, that was my day yesterday. I got that one. I missed a message about, oh, hold on. I saw it. Chris, there we go. I know country people are like that. I messaged somebody about some yarn and they had advertised and they're sending it to me for free. All I have to do is pay for the shipping. Country folk, I'm telling you. It's because there's some sense of community that's still out in the country that kind of gets lost in the hustle and bustle of condo life of the city, you know? So, what is Barb doing that's productive? Been crazy busy already, but I've been very productive, very good. Shop is looking way better. I'll check it out after the stream. I did see the beautiful photo you posted of your yarn. Easier to find the yarns. Also, I trimmed the wild grass in front yard. Well done. So, good productive day. Awesome. 58 colorways in the shop. Jeez Louise, have to upload another 10. Well, that is productive. That is productive. Gotta go. Hitting the hardware store for some nuts. Have a good day. Bye, Chris. Have a good day. We have to hit the hardware store too soon. We need whippersnipper thread. What is it called? Whippersnipper wire, twine, whatever it is that goes on the whippersnipper, the spinning plastic stuff, called the Oasis Drive-In, just over the bridge on the left. Got it. We're going. And Whisper's shop is on Facebook, indeed. Bad light right now for photos, so I can't do it today.
I have a meeting at 9, so I might have to talk.
That's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm also gonna talk because I am in a meeting. It's called my live stream. July 15th this year, I'll be living in the country 2 years. I love the country. Me too, Dina, except for not 2 years. July this year, it will be 1 year for us in the country, and I like it too. So let me show you the egg that we got yesterday. I still haven't used the one that we got last Saturday because, as the ones of you who are around know, I'm still heebie-jeebying, but I will eventually make something with them. I guess this weekend I will, because now I have 2. So here's the first one. Again, see how pretty it is? Well, if we can get it to focus. There we go. Also, just ignore my nails. I ripped them off because I'm going to be gardening today. So see, it's got some little brown speckles on it, but mostly it's pretty uniform in color. Look at the one I found now. All these speckles. So my question, and Lori, maybe you'll be able to answer this one for me. Could these have both come out of the same chicken, or do they lay like only eggs that look the same as each other. Like, what? Oh, you like those orange candies? Hold on, there we go. Like this. Do you see how different they are? Can that be from the same chicken, or would that be two different chickens? So this one's larger. The speckles, me too, Scrappy. I know, I wish they always laid speckly ones. It makes it feel like rustic. But two different sizes, and I have two different types of chickens. We have, it's not a buff Orpington, it's a red Orpington or a brown Orpington, and then we have an Australorp. I looked up those two breeds last night, and our Australorp is very much an Australorp. Whoever named that, well done. It's probably after some location or someone's last name though. But anyway, an Australorp, this beautiful black chicken, and then we've got this brown chicken with like orange under feathers around her face. She's beautiful. Anyway, so yeah, I don't know. What do you think? Let me see what we've got. Same here, Barb, and it's very windy today. They're combined our orders for the fiber and I send it together. Oh, sorry, I missed something. They combined our orders for the fiber and sent it together. Okay, Tracy, yesterday I took it easy, flower beds are done, and they actually got me a new water heater. Yay! The water heater has finally come. We've been waiting on that, haven't you, Tracy? You'll have to put one end to the other and split it thematically way, Barb. I don't know. You guys, yeah. Oh, I like the speckles, me too. Not that word, lol, it was meant to be them. Oh, sorry. Split it and split that, whatever. I'm falling behind in the sense of it. I'd say different. You think so, Sadie? No, they send the 1 kilo batch, but 2 in a box. Okay, that's about your fibers, I guess. And Sadie, you have different chicks. Right. And Austin, good morning, Austin. Nice to see you. So you think different chicks means those two are different eggs, but my question is, can they be from the same hen? Can one hen lay different looking eggs, or does one hen always lay consistent looking eggs? That's something I don't know because I'm not a chicken mama. I've confused myself and you now. It's okay, Sadie. I'm usually fairly confused, let's be honest. So I think also this weekend we've got a rainy day coming. Is it it's either tomorrow or, let me just check in my thingamabob. So Sunday, it looks like we're having thunderstorms and showers on Sunday. So what I think I'll be doing is a full day of dyeing on Sunday. Dyeing with a YE, as in dyeing yarn, because I've got my alum powder now. It arrived from Amazon yesterday during the stream. So I am going to be doing some natural dyeing with my alum, and I may also dabble in some food coloring dye, which Whisper has pretty much inspired me to give a shot. I've been seeing all of the beautiful colors she's been making, and I love my natural dyes. Don't get me wrong. I love them. I think they're beautiful, and they are a beautiful rainbow. Look at these colors back here. But they are all natural looking colors, which is fine, but I can get some very unnatural looking colors with this. So I am pretty pumped to see what I come up with. It's probably, honestly, let's be honest, the first time my too much gene will likely come into play, my extra gene, and it'll probably just be a rainbow, because I'll put one color in and I'll be like, ee, and then I'll have to add another and another. It may just end up as like a messed up looking tie-dye, because I just can't hold back sometimes. I have a struggle holding back when it comes to colorful things, so we shall see. We shall see what happens. We don't have a water heater tank. New house that were built with a certain year, it's tankless. Oh, that's cool. So you have the hot water on demand, right? Like, so it heats it up when you call for it. It doesn't hold a hot water tank. We have a hot water tank here. It's an old house. I found fiber to dye spin with for a decent price here. Okay. And I ordered 1 kilogram for myself to dye and 1 kilogram for Sadie, but they combined the boxes so it's coming all together. Ooh. So that'll be really fun to open. Even though half of it's for Sadie, it'll be fun to like open 2 kilograms worth of yarn. That'll be fun. And hold on. For me, hold on. Oh, for me it'll be 105, 107 next week. That's a little hot. 105, 107. Well, it's a little too spicy, I think. It's not going to be that much here. 25, I think, is our high for next week. But winter's over. Winter has ended now. We have full warm days. No days are going below freezing. I mean, I've just said that, so it's probably going to snow this weekend now, but no anticipated days left of freezing. It is after the May 2-4 weekend, even though it's not May 2-4 yet. It's after the May 2-4 weekend, which means it's good to plant. Oh, that's something else that I'll do tomorrow. I will do a little bit of seed planting because I've been avoiding it for no reason at all. It's just I know that I have a lot of weeds left to pull, so in order to plant the seeds, I should pull the weeds, you know. It's fiber. Sadie makes yarn out of it. I just dye. Oh, it's fiber. Sorry, I misbrained it. You know, my brain just processed it as yarn instead of thread. Anything over 100 is gross. Although, if it was 100 and like windy, like with a nice breeze, I'd take it. I would get horribly sunburned though. If it can't be 100 and cloudy, right? That's not a thing. I can run hot water all day. Well, don't, because that is inefficient. But also you live in California, so you probably couldn't run water all day because somebody would come to your house and be like, "What are you doing? We have a drought here." Just kidding, but not really, kind of. You guys have droughts there. We're not supposed to use water, right? We haven't had one of those in a while where they say like, don't water your lawn, because people just do that here because we live on the Great Lakes, so we have a lot of fresh water and such which and whatnot. So I took some plants outside yesterday as well because it was a beautiful day. Is that a blanket on the back of the chair? Nope. It's a sleeve. It's the sleeve that has not been... Actually, you know what? Why don't I work on it right now? We've got time. And I haven't been working on it because I am an ADD mind. And when things stop inspiring me for a moment, I put them down. And I pick them up when I am more motivated. Where are you, little ball of yarn? Well, now I'm all tangled in yarn. Geez. Yarn and embroidery floss. What a beautiful thing to be tangled in. Hold on a second here. There we go. Now we've got my yarns untwangled. I don't remember what size hook I was using for this. I think I was using a 5.5. Let me find my hook that I need. Of course, the 5.5 is the only one that's not here. That's just the way it would be. Then we're going to use I don't want to use a 6mm because I think I used a 5mm for parts of this. Where else would my hooks be? Literally anywhere. Hooks can be in any location because I'm a messy artist. All right, so we're just going to do it with the 6 because maybe in here. Any hook? Aha, there's a hook. What hook are you? 5.5. Well done. All right, we're back. Good morning, Jack. Nice to see you here this morning as well. I've got my not a yarn bowl that I'm using as a yarn bowl. Now I see the reason. I can't get this ball of yarn out because there is no exit plan. So one of you told me this is a soup bowl for your chopsticks to go in, but it's a yarn bowl now. A yarn bowl that forces you to complete a project before using it for anything else. And Sadie, yes, I'm the same, Barb, but oh, hold on. What did Barb say? They say it'll be 75 to 85 over here for the next 2 weeks. I believe it. I'll believe it when I see it. They said 85 yesterday, and it was 101. Oh my God. Okay, well, that's a little off. They were a little off. They're always a little off here too. They always underestimate temperature. Yesterday it was only supposed to be like 13, and it turned out to be like 18, 19 degrees. I'm talking Celsius. The 100 people are talking Fahrenheit for those of you who are watching from other places. And Sadie, it's the same here, Barb. Oh, they say it's gonna be sunny and it snows. They say it's gonna snow and it's sunny. The Weather Channel never gets it right. I said that a couple of days ago. I bet you the meteorologists are just like at home being like, well, it's because something's gonna happen. Just make a guess, and nobody's going out that much, so it's not like you're gonna screw over someone's day and they're gonna be overdressed or underdressed for the weather because everyone's stuck at home still. At least that's what I think they would be thinking. And Scrappy, I think when the world is like that, Sadie, the weather has been crazy everywhere. Yeah, it's been, yeah. Climate change is real, but also that's not climate, that's weather, because climate is long periods of time, weather is short periods of time. Is that right? High school, not biology. Was it biology? Where did you learn weather? In which science did you learn weather? And I think it's, wait, there's biology, physics, and chemistry. So it's biology, right? It's not physics. Maybe it's physics. Alex,
Yeah?
is weather and climate under physics, biology, or chemistry? Not chemistry.
I would say physics.
You'd say physics? Okay, well, physics then. Anyway, changing the subject, I get a lot of knitting and crochet done in the car. Me too. Whenever we go for a drive anywhere that's long, I bring something to crochet and I just get done what I can. That's when I've been working on my green triangle scarf. I've just been bringing it with me in the car. They said 28, it was 36. That's too much. Hold on. True, Scrappy. There's no airplanes in the sky. Mother Nature's coming back and taking back what's hers. We still have airplanes in the sky. Not as many, I'm sure, but we still do. Cool, that's a whole bowly from a crocodile. A holy bowly from a crocodile. Oh, crocodile, is crocodile the place where you paint it yourself? Because, what is that? Oh, candle wax is in this bowl. Is that what it is, Candace? When they reopen, I should make one. Oh, there you go. Took my daughter there. And she made one. A holy bowly. A holy bowly from crocodile. We have crocodile. Now that you've said it out loud, I understand. Like cock-a-doodle-doo, like the sound a rooster makes. Crocodile. When I saw it on the store, I was like, crock-a-doodle, what is that? Because I was reading it in my head, not hearing the word out loud. Like crock-a-doodle-doo. Cute. A holy bowly. Love the names. I can't read in the car. I get a headache. I haven't been reading nearly as much as everybody else seems to be lately, so that's my reason that I don't read. It's not because I can't. It's not because I don't enjoy it. I just haven't been. No real reason. Which is, you know, it is what it is, as the people say. What else? What else? Let me read your comments in a second, because I'm just dealing with this twanglement of yarn. It's all entwangled. CJ. 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 Hey. Kitty. CJ. Cut it out. No. No. Cats don't listen. Close to airport, only planes we see are cargo planes and Air Force now. Interesting. Well, the world has definitely changed. I feel like it's not going to be very fun going traveling. Not that it is anyway. Like being in a travel is good, but not the actual traveling. Words, English, sometimes hard. I got bits of grass everywhere now. After the stream, I'm going to go take a shower and rinse this grass and bits and dust. Good call. I'm just imagining. That was like Alex the day before yesterday. He mowed the lawn and same kind of thing. It just gets everywhere. But it's worth it because the lawn looks much better now. So I appreciate it. And I'm sure that the birds in your area, Barb, appreciate it too, because when you cut the grass, all the bugs get exposed. All of the chickens are like loving the fact that the grass got cut. We are not far from Manchester Airport. Ooh, I listen to audiobooks on YouTube at the moment while spinning and blending. Oh, that's good. And what, yeah, totally, Scrappy. What have you been listening to? I still haven't. But that's because I have like a one-track mind for, like, it's a short track, but a one-track mind, and I focus on one thing for 15 minutes and then I move around. But I when I have music on in the background or an audiobook or whatever, like something in the background, if I'm trying to do any like mental tasks, I can't. I can only do it when I'm like crocheting or coloring. I can't do like any written tasks with like audio stimulus. I pretty much just work quiet. I don't mind if Alex has something playing because it's like far away and my brain can like tone it out like a dog with traffic noises. But I can't have it on my own. I had shoes and socks and I still have got it in between my toes. And now it'll be that way for the rest of the summer because you have to mow the lawn multiple times in the summertime. Our lawn still looks beautiful. 2 days old mowing. Now we're going to get a big thunder rainstorm and it's going to just blast off to life. And I bet you the trees are going to completely explode this weekend. Last weekend they started, all of the buds and flowers started turning into leaves. We've got some of our Japanese maple leaves have started to unfurl on the tree, which is very exciting because Japanese maple makes a lovely color and I would like to give it another attempt. I had a comment on my channel that I replied to yesterday saying, do you think that Japanese maple leaves would have made a different color if you used an iron mordant, because I used alum? And funny they said that because it's right when the tree is like bursting into leaf, not bloom, bursting into when the leaves are coming out of it. So I actually can do a Japanese maple natural dye experiment, which would be great because then I can actually answer that question. And hold on, close to the airport, there we go. And Scrappy, that's what I mean, not far. And I had on shoes and socks, All Sorts Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder. Love her books, and a book called Marina, which is about a past life, nearly at the end of that now. Cool. I had that problem with mud yesterday. And what did Whisper say that that Lori can't remember? Okay. They should be in my liked. I have a full book on my YouTube somewhere. Oh, cool. After studying music at the university, the only thing I can listen to relax or study is ambient music. That's what Alex is really into right now. It has no structure and I can't analyze it. You guys in Canada have such a long winter. It's like 7 months, Scrappy. Honestly, Alex and I were talking to plan how much chicken feed we were going to need to buy. So we were like, if we have 6 chickens and you're supposed to feed them a pound a week or a pound and a half a week in the winter of chicken feed. So we were doing the math to see how much we would need, and it was like the price to feed them for the whole winter was going to be like $30, which is crazy. But the winter for us is pretty much October is when we start having snow fall. It doesn't stick to the ground until November, but it starts falling from the sky in October. So I'm counting October because when snow starts falling is when winter is for me. October, November, December, January, February, March, April pretty much is when the snow stopped. So it's like 7 months of the year for us is winter. And 6 months of the year is cold, like cold winter. So lame. Laura was talking about my shop. Oh, okay, perfect, cool, thank you. But yeah, it's true. And the ambient music, Jack, Alex has been into that in like the last 2 weeks, I would say. He's been playing ambient music, and I don't mind that at all. It's nice. It's just calm ambient sounds. It's not ambient sounds only. He's got one that's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's not, it's like meditation music. It's not only ambient sounds, it's also like musical tones, but it has like birds chirping in the background and also like water flowing in addition to like just songs. Wow, I'll stick to the 3 months. Yeah, I would love to have 3 months. In your head, it's like December, January, February, and that's winter. No, that's a joke. That's a silly joke. Sadie, right, I have to go shopping. Monsters want feeding. Have a great day. Love and hugs. Sounds great, Sadie. Have a great rest of your weekend as well, unless you come for the afternoon drawing. And enjoy your stream in the afternoon. Be safe when you're shopping. I need another ball of the dark yarn. 1 second. Yeah, 3 months. Seriously, that's wild. But then again, our heat starts in May and ends in October, November. So you guys have like the literal opposite problem, because ours, it goes to like, it didn't get that cold here. I will say Ottawa is significantly colder than this part of Ontario where I'm at now. Like Toronto didn't get this cold, and here it did not get as bad at all as it did ever in Ottawa. In Ottawa, you can expect -30, even -40. You can expect -40 degrees Celsius in Ottawa, and for prolonged periods of time, not just like for a day. Like you could get like a week of -30, where they like advise, like there's frostbite warnings. So that didn't happen very many times here this past winter. It was kind of like maybe once or twice there were a couple of days where it was -25. But it's definitely way warmer here than it is in Ottawa, so I do appreciate that. My older sister still lives in Ottawa, and when she was saying in the winter, like, oh, we finally have a sunny day, it's been freezing and gray for 2 weeks, I'm always like, I do not regret leaving Ottawa. I can't do anything without music. I can't even sleep without music. I can't sleep with sounds on. I can't sleep with like a TV on. Not for me. But we also get hot, which is kind of bizarre to me, because we get like negative, here I would say -25, and it goes all the way up to like +35. 38 on like an insane day. That would be like those days where people are like, can you believe it got that hot today? Or were you out last week when it was +38? But we get both. We get like -30 and +30. So it's like, oh, Canada, why are you so starkly different depending on your seasons? Like, I do love the country. I love everything about Canada. I could handle if the temperatures would not be so sharply different, like in spring. But that's also how we have our maple syrup industry, is that we have such drastically different temperatures, because without the temperature going below freezing at night and then way above freezing during the day, which happens in like late February and March, so it goes to like -12 in the nighttime, and then it'll be like +15 during the day, which is a huge shift in temperature. And because of that, the maple syrup flows from the trees. So when they tap into the tree, it actually lets the syrup, the maple, what's it called when it's sap? The maple sap actually like liquefies and can come out of the tree. If it didn't have those temperature changes, you wouldn't be able to get maple syrup. So like that's why you can only do it for a couple of weeks a year. You can't do it all year long because it doesn't drip. It turns like thick again. It's like thin when it's freezing and then warm and then freezing and then warm. So it like pumps it out. So I mean, yeah, there's downsides to the cold, but also because it gets so cold here, we also don't have venomous snakes because they can't overwinter here. whatever. We don't have very many long-lasting like bug-related outbreaks because like West Nile and stuff like that, because in the winter everything dies. Like everything that is a problem dies in the winter for the most part. So everything, like there's nothing that can survive nothing can survive our winter long enough to be a danger to us. Like we don't have scorpions and all those other things because it's just too cold for them. All of the cold-blooded things can't handle it. Like we don't have a lot of lizards. Like we have some, but we're not like, at least not in my part of Canada. Obviously, like very, very southern tip, Pelee Island, and certain areas may have more diversity in terms of their dangerous things, but like we only started having black widows coming into our country not long ago. Like Canada's like safe in terms of the animals. Well, in terms of the poison animals, we do have large predators like bobcats. Well, they're not big, but mountain lions or cougars, depending on what you call them. Bears and moose and those things, but not a ton of small poisons. Anyway, Baby Yoda, good morning. Welcome back. Nice to see you. And Scrappy, the worst summer here was about 4 years ago. It was 100 for 100 days. Oh my God. Did animals just stop existing? Because that's a little bit much. I love Canada. Me too, Candace. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Just sometimes the weather gets a little extreme. Oh, good morning, Maddie. Nice to see you this morning. I'm doing a little crochet this morning. How are your sleeves? Have they dried from being blocked? Because I am working on a sleeve right now. And it won't be blocked for a while, but at least I'm working on it. My nephews had a baseball tournament. It was 115 and we were drenched. They had a cooling station set up. Oh my God. Welp. I will stick to where it's on average -10 to +36. I would be okay with -10 to +36. But I think that's because -10 doesn't ruin my life. But -30 something, it hurts to breathe outside. When it's -30, it hurts to breathe. When it's -37, we actually had one winter when we lived in Ottawa where it was -47 degrees Celsius. I'm not exaggerating. It was -47 degrees Celsius for like 3 days in Ottawa. And on the same 3 days, it was -45 degrees on Mars. Like the Mars rover sends back temperature readings, and it was -45 degrees on Mars for the 3 days that it was -47 degrees in Ottawa. And we were living there being like, how is it colder on a planet that is way farther? Why is that what's happening? We should be warmer just because we should be warmer. So, I mean, obviously they were probably on the side facing the sun that day for the temperature, you know what I mean? Like, sure, whatever, but still, Mars was warmer than Ottawa. I don't know about that. I don't know why would Ottawa do that to us? But yeah, every winter when we were in Ottawa, I was like, I don't know where the homeless population is. Like, how do they survive our winter? Because it wasn't like common for people who were living rough to like pass away from the cold. But there are more homeless people than there are shelter beds. So I don't know where or how people managed. Because like this past winter in Toronto, somebody was found who had just passed away in the night because it was so cold. And that's Toronto, like a huge city. Ottawa's way colder, and that doesn't seem to happen as much. But anyway, random offshoot information. I will make another better photo later. Okay, cool. I finished my sweater. Oh, you posted on Discord. I will check it out. And Whisper, that year we had 5 months. Hold on. We not going to immigrate to Canada. I mean, you could if you want. We got the room. We had a heat wave from hell back then too, Scrappy. That's the year we had 5 months of little to no rain between 90 and 115 degrees the entire time. So cold. So hot. Laura, what are you saying? Isn't that weird? We've been we have cooling stations set up in the summer. It's great for homeless and those that don't have AC, but such a trip. Well, for Laura, for Laura, that's between 29 and 41. Too hot, too hot. Mars is cold. Yes. And Ottawa was colder. But we have in the summers here, the mall is a cooling station. Like the in Ottawa, there's the Rideau Center, which is like the central mall of downtown, and it's people are you can come in there to hang out, and it's like advertised. Like the mall is open and air conditioned. Like don't stay inside if you don't have AC today. It's too hot. Like old people will die and babies would die. Vulnerable people basically. And in the winter, the same is said for heating. You're allowed to stay in the mall a lot later, and no one will bother you. Lucky, we had AC and heating as part of our rent. Like we didn't have to pay extra because the heat bill, I imagine, in Ottawa is probably excessive. So, anywho, and Scrappy, was that a statement or a question? Mars is cold or Mars is cold? Because Mars is cold. To me, that was a surprise because back when someone said it was negative 47, I remember being like, or negative 45 on Mars. I was like, but it's a red planet. Why is it cold? That's what my brain did. It's red. Red is a warm color. How is it cold? It's cold. It just is. So, Ottawa was colder because it is the literal hellmouth of the ice hell. If there was a version of hell that was freezing instead of boiling, it'd be pretty close to Ottawa, I would imagine, because it's just like it's colder than everything around it. I don't know how. It's like at the perfect apex of frozen. Remember when there were polar vortexes? Remember those when they were on the news and it was like, we're having a polar vortex. I don't know if that was just a Canadian thing, but we had on the news often in the winter in Ottawa. This year we have a polar vortex, which means that we're having many days in very cold temperatures. No, we don't want the homeless in the mall. They have special buildings for cooling and heating. Oh, a statement. Very good. It's red from high amounts of iron. Very well. Good reason to be red. That's why some of the sides of our escarpment have red in them, because there's iron ore in there. It was a statement. Very good. Well, our homeless population in Ottawa, the homeless population in Ottawa, all of the services are downtown, and there is it's kind of like a traveling population because there are many people who come in from northern communities and they come down. I don't know how they get down. It must be on a plane because there's no road access up there. But there are large communities that come down at certain times of year. And so it's like a varying population, and they aren't kicked out of our malls in Ottawa. Or at least not unless they're being belligerent in some way. But that's not like a living rough thing. That's like normally an addiction thing. Gonna watch Netflix. Bye. Bye, Maddie. Sounds good. Have fun. I have not watched things. I need to catch up on my YouTubes because I've been busy. I haven't been watching all of the people I subscribe to. Mars is cold. Their atmosphere is thinner than ours. Very good. I'm crocheting a sleeve, Maddie. A sleeve of a sweater. It's red from fire. Good. High amounts of iron. And it's cold because they've got a thin atmosphere. And our atmosphere has shown signs of healing since this whole debacle of quarantine has begun. Isn't that interesting? The hole in the ozone layer is not growing. I'm over here laughing. It's red because of iron oxide. Yeah, but the color red makes you think warm, right? When you see it when you're a kid or when you're an adult, when you see the planet, you'd be like, I guess that one's warm. And then you see Neptune and you're like, that one's probably cold. You see Pluto and you're like, that one's definitely cold. It's far and it's small. But then my brain sees the moon and goes, that one's cold too. So I don't know. Who's the sweater for? Unclear, Jack. It's unclear. It depends how much I love it. There's a possibility it's for Alex, there's a possibility it's for my uncle, and there's a possibility it's for me. It's kind of like I'm going to wait until it's finished and then determine how much I want it on my body all the time. And depending on the level, I will determine at that point. Scrappy, I was homeless and you wouldn't have noticed. I kept myself neat and presentable. Well, yeah, like living rough and doesn't mean, it doesn't take away humanity, of course. Of course it doesn't. And there are lots of people who you would never know, of course. Like in San Diego. San Diego? Yeah, there's like tons of people who live out of their cars because they work at San Francisco. San Francisco. There's tons of people who live out of their cars because they work at like Amazon and other tech companies where the wage is great, but the rent to live there is more, but the experience is worth it, so they live out of their cars so that they can have the experience and the job, but they can't afford to actually live in that city. So that's interesting. They don't set up stations in the mall because it wouldn't make sense. They have these buildings set up. Fair. They have buildings in our downtown cores, or in Ottawa anyway. There was a building in the downtown core. There were multiple services down there. But yeah, I don't know. The weather is extreme, and it would be very difficult to experience extreme weather when you don't have a respite. Absolutely. Or old houses that have no AC and no heating. Sorry, I only speak English. I can't read other languages very efficiently. They provide food and TV, two of the most essential things. And probably water if it's a heat station. Yeah, so what's everybody else gonna get up to today? Like I said, I'm gonna go to my grandpa's pretty much right after this. And I think I'll stop and get something for us for lunch. My mom said that he likes fillet of fish, which, not gonna lie, makes me kind of gag because I don't like fish from fast food places at all, because in my head I'm like, how are you serving fish? I don't know. I know it's probably just fried from frozen, so it's safe. But in my head, it just feels sacrilegious somehow. So no judgment to you if you love a good fillet of fish. My grandpa does, so I'll pick him up one if it's available where I stop. But where was it? My mom said there's a place that has one that he likes, and I was like, I only know of like the fast food chains that do it, but she said no, and she gave a different thing. All that says is hello. Oh, well, hello. And Sandy, good morning, Sandy, by the way. And well done on reading that or translating it. And what shall we call you? I can't read your name either because I can't read well, I can read some languages that aren't English, but I cannot read this language. Yeah, Google Translate it as well. Fair enough. But what shall we call you? What is your name? Because I would like to call you by your name. Either that or I'm going to call you the artist formerly known as Prince, because I can't read. I can't read. Is it Korean? I can't read it. Yes, it's set up both by the city and the churches. They really try to provide people with comfort. They even offer clothing. That's awesome. Wasn't sure how you meant it. Well, good thing that we can all communicate and clarify, because we are a good community of peoples. Good morning, Radiant Laura. Ooh, Radiant. You know what? I'm kind of feeling radiant today, so thank you. And good morning to you as well. I saw you put up a video. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw you put up a long video, so it must have been a good stream. Korean, what I got. That was my guess, because Alex and I learned once how the characters look, and my brain says, that's the first thing my brain said. The name translates as Butang YouTube. Is Butang, is that how I pronounce it? Am I correct? No. Thunder, he's on the phone. Come here. Thunder, come. Thunder, hey, come here. No. Bruh. come here. Thunder, come. Hey, that's bad, Thunder. Come. You have to listen to me. That's bad. He's not even coming. Thunder, come here. Get back here. Yeah, you come here. You don't ignore me. That's right. I'm your mom. Yeah, that's right. You sit down and you give me those puppy dog eyes. Yeah, he's a nice guy. Thank you for coming back. Good boy. Morning, Stacy. Nice to see you this morning as well. Nice to see you, huh? Yeah. You go lie down. He's on the phone. He's allowed to be on the phone. He's got his work meeting, which is great. And he has a French test today. So everybody wish Alex good luck on the French test. And by wish, I mean just in your heart wish. You don't have to actually like verbally wish him because he doesn't read the screens. But in your heart, just give him good luck. That's true, and it's afternoon here in Holland. It's night here, it's morning there. Isn't that strange? It's kind of fun. Yeah, Singapore too. It's 12 hours later in Singapore, which is cool. Yeah, time travel, basically. Time travel. If it's nighttime there, it's tomorrow there then, right? So if it's nighttime, you're living in the future. How's the future? Almost forgot to mention, love the drawing of my cat Tinky. Oh, Maddie, I'm glad you like it. I'm glad. I did my best trying to make it look like a kitten. Wish you the best, Alex. I'll let him know. Good luck, Alex, good luck. Yes, he needs, well, he probably doesn't need it. He's really good at school. Anytime he's learning things, he's really like, he really advances in education things. But still, French is a whole new language, right? Blocking my sweater. Exciting. How do you phonetically pronounce your name? Like an English version, would you say? Yes, that is my question as well to the artist formerly known as Prince. Again, because the symbols, it's a Prince joke. Because he changed his name to a symbol. And so they didn't have anything to call him, so they called him the artist formerly known as Prince. Which makes me smile. It's literally the same guy. It's always the same guy. It's literally just the two of us. The only other people that come here are delivery people, and you never have to interact with them. Do you like plants? I do. Tell us your name. Tell us what you want us to call you. I do obviously like plants. It's like, no, I hate them. They're like my worst. No, I do love them. I love having plants around. But tell us how to pronounce your name, how you would like us to say your name. Because it's nice to be able to call you out. Oh wow, my friend has sewn face masks for sale in her craft store and someone stole 3? What? Love your video, Maddie. The sweater turned out great. Ooh, I'll have a look. Just not yet because I'm crocheting right now. When you slip the sides of your sweater, do you slip it very tight? Because I did it quite tight. I actually, when I'm doing the sides of the sweater now, I do single crochet, Maddie. Thunder, no. I find that slip stitching it's fine. It does a great job, but, and you can do it tight. I've done it tight before. It won't make a bad effect. It'll stretch out over time anyway. But I do a single crochet now because I like having that yarn over the seam. Whereas if you slip stitch, the two pieces of fabric are not like overlocked. Do you know what I mean? Whereas if you do a single crochet, I find it to be like more sealed. That's me though. But it obviously still works to slip stitch. And yes, you can totally do it tight. It'll stretch out. If you find that it's too tight, luckily, you're an expert crocheter, so you can pull out just the seams and redo it with a looser stitch. Maddie, your sweater looks fantastic. Ooh, excited. Okay, now I just want to see. I want to see. Let me just, give me a second. No, not settings, Laura. Oh, look at those flowers, Maddie. That looks wonderful. Oh, that's so nice. That looks great, Maddie. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to put the audio in, but I'll play it after so that I can have a look. It looks beautiful, though. What? That's crappy, Whisper. Oh, what happened? Oh, the stolen masks. Yeah, physically stolen from her, like a physical store? Well, obviously, they couldn't have stolen from an online store if it was a hand-sewn mask. They broke into a store to steal 3 face masks? That seems kind of desperate. Like, it's almost like I wish they would have just come in and asked, because obviously it would have been weird, but I mean, like, that's a desperate thing to steal face masks. Or it was a bunch of teenagers who are awful and they steal things for fun because they're awful. I'm not good at English. I have to learn English to see this. But what is your name? What is your name, though? Even if you're not good at English, what do we call you? Your name. What are you called? I'm Laura. And you are? And Maddie, that's so adorable. You're so talented. Totally, isn't she, though? And she's such a quick crocheter. She got it done so fast. I remember a couple of weeks ago, not even a couple of weeks ago, like a week ago, she was just figuring out what to do for the flowers, and it looked amazing. Stores are open here. Was it from a physical store while it was open? Wait, she had her 2 kids there and made them pick which one they wanted, and as she finished with another customer, they just walked out of the store with them. Wait, what? She had her 2... That's irritating. Teenagers are not awful. Sometimes they are. I mean, like, teenagers are awful. Sometimes they're not. That's what I would say, Lori. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm sure any of the teenagers who watch this channel are lovely people. But when you put a group of teenagers together, some of them... It's like the worst comes out of teenagers when you put them together. I, myself included, when I was a teenager, you know. Bwong. Maybe John Doe, it's shorter than the artist formerly known as Prince. See, it wasn't a teenager, it was an adult. Teens aren't awful, but sometimes their actions... Okay, fine. Teenagers are not awful. Their souls are still good. Their behaviors lack the empathy and the foresight to know how it will impact others. How about that? Teenagers lack the mental capacity to experience the empathy and the foresight to make decisions that will impact people in a neutral to positive way. The person inside of a teenager is good, but the fact that they don't have the mental capacity to act with empathy yet, or the foresight to know how their actions will affect others, that is where the awful comes in. Anyway, my opinion. That being said, those are the teenagers I've experienced in the world. I just know, and I've said this before, if I was walking on a dark street at night and there were a group of teenagers, girls or boys, coming towards me, I would probably not engage in any way. Anyway, but it was an adult, so that sucks. No, unloved my teens. And I loved them as a group. They were fun. Well, if they're your children, that's one thing. Elijah, as a teenager, I can say that we are all really bad. We are really bad. I was born in the wrong generations. They lack mental capacity in general. Thank you, Elijah. But I'm not saying in general. I'm saying, like, physically. Like, the brain of someone who is less than 25 years old is not complete. So when you're a teenager, your emotions are way stronger, you know, like way stronger. Yeah, but you're also cool, Lori. I'm not cool. I'm anxious and awkward around people. So when I'm interacting with people who I feel anxious and awkward around, you know, for the most part, they're pretty great. Individually, again, they're great people, but because, you guys, we're not on the same page on this. Let's just agree to disagree. I just think that the teens that Thunder, he's literally on the phone, just chillax. Without having the foresight and the fully developed cognitive abilities and the overwhelming heavy emotions, like, teenagers have bigger emotions. They just do, because their brain is way more emotional than it is logical, because it's still developing the logical side, because that's later. So things hurt more, and they are more fun, and their love is better, and everything is more, not better, more. So therefore their actions reflect a more emotional choice. Of course, teens can be good. Like, I was good at school, I was nice to teachers, I never talked back, I would never be rude to a police officer, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I always see lots of groups of teenagers in close proximity not wearing masks. That's stupid. That's a bad behavior. You know what I mean? I'm just saying. You don't see a lot of like 28-year-olds in a big group together not wearing masks. Well, from a psychological perspective, Jack says people's brains don't fully reorganize until they're 22. The front part of your brain reorganizes last, which is the part that is responsible for making choices. Also, my niece and her friends are great too. They make, again, these are, I'm talking like Jack as a science background general rule, not my science background, just like in general, the brain is not done. You guys are talking from a what's it called? Not colloquial. When it's a personal story, like a personal anecdote, anecdotal evidence. You're talking about anecdotes, the people you've interacted with. Yes, so I'm glad that the teenagers you've interacted with are great. But, and I was a good teenager. I was a nice teenager. They're just misunderstood. I think that if they are interacting with strong, reliable, good quality adults like you guys, then they are good. I think that they can be influenced more easily than someone who is old enough to fully recognize how their decisions. Like most teens, you just need to know how to interact with them. Well, that's fair. Anyway, I guess I don't yet, and I guess I'm still too close to it. Maybe you guys are a little bit farther away from it so you can see it with more perspective than me. So, I respect that, and I respect that one day my opinion may change. However, currently, still my thought process. And I was a good teen again, and I mean, I was a good teen. I didn't get in any trouble. I wasn't rude. I would never raise my voice at my parents until I was like 17. Good morning, Crystal. We're having the great teenage debate. And I like kids. I'm not like someone who doesn't like them. I guess I just fear teenagers. Okay, I don't think they're bad people. I just don't think that they're fully good people yet. I'm coming from a teacher standpoint, so literally not my pals or relatives. Okay, but a teacher. You chose to go into them as a group because you care about them as a group. So trust me, my stepdaughter was a horrible teen, but she had many chips on her shoulder from a messed up mother and grandmother. But, okay, well, all right. You guys have different perspectives and probably more perspective because you've had more time on the earth to see more good than me. They're emotional bundles. That's due. Yeah, no, I'm not saying they're bad people. That's what I mean. It's due to their age. They are like, I would rather be with teens than toddlers. Toddlers are jerks. Yes. Teens, but they are misunderstood because once you're not a teen anymore, you can't feel how it hurts to break up with your first love. You know what I mean? Toddlers are jerks. And toddlers also are so loud. They're so loud all the time. While they're watching a movie, I'm like, can you not watch your own? You wanted to watch this movie. Why are you screaming? Watching the movie, screaming. I envy people who are good at knitting. I'm no good at knitting. I'm good at crochet. Bwong. Bwong, right? Oh, Nancy, welcome back. Oh, Lord, teens. Laura, it's okay. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. Maybe one day my perspective will change, but we shall see. Maybe you guys will be around for that day. Probably when I have a child that is a teenager that I care about, like not my child, but like if I have a niece or a nephew or someone that I interact with that I care about. I don't have any teens in my direct life right now, you know? That's not true. I very much remember what it was like to feel so strongly. Good. I still feel very strongly. My point made. Teens can be little jerks, but when we're talking about doing really awful stuff, there's usually a reason. Fair. Never had an issue with my kids as toddlers or as teens. Lucky mom. Yeah, there is usually a reason. That's fair. Okay, that's fair. So blame doesn't end up on the teen. Fair. There are other reasons things happen. All the points are fair. Points are good points. I think what you mean is teens can be annoying, loud, smelly, awkward. Sorry to disagree with you, but I think teens need more understanding. I agree with that. I agree that there needs to be way better support for teens. I think, like, I've said that since I was like a teen, that at 13, I feel like teenagers should, like, when you hit puberty, you should have to go to a therapist. Just because you need someone to talk to that can break down the things that you're feeling. You know what I mean? But yeah, when your feelings are so strong and you can't vocalize in, yeah, awkward, smelly, loud, weird, awkward, slightly irritating. I think it's the loud, probably. No strict mom, good behavior gets rewarded, bad behavior, they can go sit in their room. Very good. Toddlers crack me up. I like babies. I like a 6-month-old. Give me a 6-month-old and I will very much enjoy. Give me a 4-year-old. I'm the best. I feel like 11-year-olds, it's a mixed bag. I've got neighbors and their kids are awesome. They're both somewhere 10, 11-ish. And they're curious and they like to show me things and like I love that. I love the curiosity of kids. I like to teens pretty good because I listen to them and even when I disagree, I don't dismiss what they say, what they respond to that. Yeah, well, again, more perspective and more reason and probably just a gentler disposition towards all people, right? My opinions are still strong and irritated. And the I'm always right thought process is still strong. Like I have to fight it. So I appreciate you guys not fighting back, but I appreciate you guys sharing your side of it with me because honestly, I can stick in my side pretty easily if I'm not challenged. So I do recognize that your points are valid. Very much. They are. I think you're coming from a compassionate point of view and I don't think I am, which there's that. They can be very loud, especially in groups, and rude and mean to each other. But I guess everybody's mean to each other. My 2-year-old cousin is weird. He runs into my room, screams, does a handstand and runs away. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. Like, I hate the way people talk about against millennials. I am a millennial and I don't know. Yeah. Anyway. I love you guys. I appreciate that you give me feedback and I appreciate that you share your opinions with me because it expands my perspective and horizon. Candace, off-topic question. Your walnut slug, does it include the shells? If not, what did you do with the shells? I threw the whole thing in, Candace. I smashed. Okay, so they come in like a fruit, and the nut is inside the fruit. And I took those green fruits. I smashed them with a hammer, and then I put them into the bucket and added water to that. So it's got the nut, the shell, and the like fruit all together. So the shells are still in there. Everything is in there, just the whole thing. Just straight from the tree. Well, from the ground. I just picked up the ones on the ground because the ones on the tree, if I had to touch them, I would get that stinky walnut, what is it, sap? That's what makes toddlers hilarious, Elijah. Yeah. I remember when I used to babysit for this family and it was so much fun because they always had an infant, like pretty much always. So it was like there would be an infant 3 to 6 months old, and then there was always like a 2-year-old, a 3 or 4 year old, a 5 or 6 year old, and then a 7 or 8 year old. Like that's, well, the 7 or 8 year old, not until the other ones were born, you know, but it was lots of fun babysitting them. But I got to leave at the end, so like I didn't have to deal with them screaming for long periods of time or anything, but I very much enjoyed it because I really enjoy infants. I love a good 6 month old. I don't think I ever asked Laura, but how did you learn crochet? It's kind of, I think I learned initially, online a long time ago, and then in the most, like in the last 10 years, maybe it wasn't ever online. I don't know. I've learned to excel in crochet from YouTube, but I learned crochet, I believe, from my little sister. I believe. Like, she was good at it, but I knew how to do it. I just didn't know how to do it well. So I don't know where I initially learned, like, how to, like, just to start. I don't know. I can't remember how I learned. I know that I learned, like, stitches and interesting things from YouTube. And I learned how to make, like, a blanket from my little sister. But I, but I know she says that she learned it from me years before that. But I don't remember teaching her, and I don't remember where I learned it, like when I was young. But the last time I had to relearn to crochet from my little sister Julia, she taught me again. Hey cats, good morning. Nice to see you this morning. Oh, Beth, good morning. Did I say good morning? Good morning, Beth. I may have already said it. I read good morning, I just don't know if I vocalized it. I think I'm almost done this sleeve, honestly. Finally, because literally how many months have I been working on this sleeve? Way too many. It's because I got distracted from it. Maybe I'll put this back on my project table so that I have to get it finished. It's so pretty, so cozy. So, now that I've just hated on all the teenagers, sorry guys, I don't hate you, I just don't understand, I guess. I'm not there yet. Now that we've gotten to that point though, like and subscribe. Oh gosh. Put my foot in my mouth one day for sure. Lol, I'll look back at this and I'll be like, anyway. Does she still crochet? Indeed she does. Definitely not as much as she used to because she is a full-time teacher now. Although during this quarantine, she probably has been. I didn't even ask what she's been making when she came over yesterday. She still does crochet. At this point, I am faster than her, which that's because I've practiced a lot more, and I have a lot more stitches in my repertoire now. Laura, I just need to feel, it's okay, Laura, I just feel I need to stick up for the teens, and I appreciate that because they do need advocation. Does that make sense? Advocation? They need to be advocated for. You are correct about that, so it's good. Continue to stick up for them. It's a good idea. But she still does crochet, but she doesn't have stitches in her repertoire. She just does like single crochet or double crochet, maybe half double crochet. But she doesn't do things like back loops or any of the shell stitches or anything like that. She likes to do blankets, straight blankets, just no granny squares, just straight blankets. So I like it. She does really nice work. She does very tight stitch work. Like when she does a cotton blanket, it ends up being like a mat. Like it is. Right now I have one of her cotton blankets is being used as a kitchen mat because it's so stiff. And when I washed it, it like came even more stiff together. She used Bernat Handicrafter cotton, and it's really, she does a very tight stitch. Maybe that's why it's slower because her stitches are so tight. And she pretty much exclusively uses like a 5mm hook. So she's like a very like, she likes her crochet the way she does it. And that's like, I've tried to teach her granny squares. I've tried to teach her the rib stitch, things like that. But for her, it's like half double crochet or single crochet or double crochet, tight stitches repeated over and over and over. Love your hair. Thanks, Maddie, and welcome back. My hair is gelled this way. It is not gonna move. I tried to put it in these ponytails this morning and all the hair doesn't stick in them. Like they don't stay in these buns. So I wet my whole head down, added hair gel to my wet hair so it's like hard, and then I put them in buns. So now these are just hard little doorknobs on the top of my head. But it's cool because I knew I was going to be wearing a sun hat all day and I just wanted it out of my face. I learned how to do the granny square 2 months ago and I'm on my third blanket. Wow, well done. I do love a good granny square blanket. I've got several of them. Whenever I go to a thrift store, whenever I used to go to a thrift store, Stacy, I would buy granny square blankets if I found them in good condition, which they usually are because, I don't know, the thrift stores I go to seem to have $2 granny square blankets, which is bizarre, but beautiful. Granny square is a good one to have though. It's a quick one to work up, which is nice. I do appreciate it. Having it in the repertoire. Like if someone's like, I'm having a baby, and you're like, I have a baby shower this weekend, you can make a baby blanket granny square in like an hour or 2 hours maybe. I realized that I don't think time the way time is. Those are good words, Laura. By that I mean my drawings that take 2 hours that I'm doing in the afternoon, when I draw and I'm not timing myself, like when I'm not streaming, I'm like, oh, that didn't take long. But really it's just that I guess like I dissociate from time because it does take long. 2 hours to draw a portrait of a dog or a cat seems excessive, but when I'm doing it without a clock, I never notice. You must be a pro at granny squares now. Yeah, if you've done 3 blankets, geez, over and over and over and over and over and over. Hey guys, I gotta go. It's 9:30. I gotta go. I gotta brush my teeth, gotta go pee, gotta change into some work jeans. Then I gotta head over to the grandpa's house to do some gardening. Alex will have a whole day alone just enjoying his quiet time. Well, a whole day. He'll have 6 hours, right? That's how long it is until the stream. That's when I'll be back. So I will be back for the afternoon stream. If anything happens, like my car falls apart, I'll update in the Discord, but I don't expect that to happen. Here's how far I am on the sleeve now. I did like 3 rows. Oh, hello, Kelly. Oh, good stretch. You know those stretches that make you go deaf for a second? Or make your ears ring? I just had one of those. I hope you all have a good day. Get some good outside time if it's warm out, and inside time if it's raining, and all that stuff. Have fun playing in the dirt. I shall. I shall. It will be fun. Plus, my grandpa has a really nice garden, so it's like there's just going to be like weeds in between beautiful flowers. It's not going to be a big problem. But yeah, don't forget to like the video. If you've got a second, leave a comment, and if you don't like the video, then dislike the video. But interact with it because it helps me out and helps the channel grow. Drink water. I'm going to bring water bottles with me because I'm going to be outside and it's hot, and I'm not going into his house because vulnerable population. But I will see you in the afternoon. I love you all. I might be late to the afternoon stream. Hopefully I won't be late to the afternoon stream. So if it's just you that's late, we'll be okay. But if you come late, you're still obviously welcome. And happy birthday again. Happy birthday, Jenna, again. And enjoy your time. Mwah. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.